Hi everybody, Scott Cunningham with Cunningham Realty. Thanks for taking the time to stop in and check out this video. What we're going to do is we are going to do a recap. We try to do a month-by-month recap, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at February. Right now, it is the morning of March 7th, 2026. So we're going to take a look at February. Obviously, February just ended last week, and we're going to compare February to February of last year, and also we're going to compare it to the month before. We're also going to compare February of 2026 to January of 2026 to see what's kind of changed in that month to month. First thing we do is we're going to start out with interest rates. Interest rates are a big thing. Most people watch them. Some people watch them closely, some people don't. We watch them closely. We check interest rates, and for this information, we just go on the company websites. There's 4 companies that we track closely. We don't write them down every day, but we check them pretty much every day, probably 5 to 6 days a week. And so let's take, as you can see here, we've got some numbers up here on the board. In 2026, beginning of February of 2026, RC was at 6%. A year ago, they were at 6.625, so they dropped about 5/8 of a percentage point, which obviously is a good thing. U.S. Bank, beginning of February, was at 5.875. They were at 6.49 the year before, so they've dropped roughly 3/4 of a percentage point. Nicolay Bank, beginning of February of this year, was at 6.125. Last year was at 6.5. Wisconsin Credit Union, also beginning of February, was at 6.125. They were at 6.625 last year, in February of last year, so they've dropped 0.5 percentage point. WIDA, we also watch that closely, Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Association. This is their first-time buyer program. They've got a really good first-time loan buyer program. If you want information in that, check out more of our videos or get a hold of us. But WIDA's first-time buyer, beginning of February, they were at 5.75%. Last year, they're at 6.25, so they've also dropped percentage points. So you can see that in the last year, all of these have dropped pretty much anywhere from 0.5 to 3/4 of a percentage point. Now, with this being March, interest rates have gone up. And again, we are not guaranteeing you can get a loan. We're not guaranteeing you're going to get these interest rates. You might get a higher rate, lower rate. No guarantees here other than we're just telling you where they were beginning of February in comparison to beginning of February of last year. Now let's take a look at listings. Listings are what it sounds like. It's when a house is listed for sale. For all of the information that we have here on listings and on sales, closings, we are using the MLS out of Eau Claire, the RANWW, the Realtors Association in Northwest Wisconsin. So let's take a look at year to year. February of this year, comparison to February of last year. You can see here, February of last year, 316 homes were listed for sale. This year, February, 347. So you can see we are up 10% this year in comparison to last year. So obviously that's a good thing. So let's take a look at month to month. We're going to compare 2026. We're going to compare February to the month before, which obviously was January. In January of 2026 was really slow. Only 241 homes were listed for sale. February of 2026, the month we just got done with, 347. So the listings in February were up 44% over January. Big jump, and we needed that. We needed that because year-to-date listings, right now you can take a look and you can see that last year, year-to-date from January 1st to February 28th of 2025, 627 homes had been listed for sale. From January 1st of this year to February 28th of this year, 588. So you can see we're down 6%, but that's a huge jump because in January, we were way behind the year before. So it's kind of nice that we've pretty much caught up. Now let's take a look at closings. Closings are when a house sells, when the buyers sign on the dotted line, hand over all kinds of money, sellers give them the keys, that's a closing. Year-to-year closings, let's take a look at February of this year, comparison to February of last year. February of last year, you can see 231 homes sold or closed. This year, 238. So almost identical, difference of 3%. So not a big difference there. But again, we'd rather have a positive 3% than a negative 3%. Month to month, again, let's take a look at February of this year, comparison to the month before, January of this year. In January of 2026, 228 homes closed. In February, 238 closed. Again, almost identical. So it's funny, listings from January to February were up 44%, but sales were only up 4%. And if you remember, December listings were really low. So it's kind of funny to see that listings between December and January of this year were way down, but sales, are doing good. Year-to-date closings, you can see we're at 449 so far between January 1st of last year, February 28th of last year, 449 homes have sold. This year, January 1st to February 28th, 466. So we're 4% ahead of last year as far as closings, but yet we're behind on listings. And I think what that shows us is that buyers are maybe doing more with less. But I think it also shows that sellers are pricing their homes right to where they're selling pretty quickly. So year to date there. So looking over here a little bit more, taking a look again at the February closings. This is one of my favorite stats. In 238, again, February of this year, last month, 238 homes closed. At list price, okay, 40. So what we do is we track at what it was listed at and what it closed at. 40 of those 238 sold for list price, which is, as you can see here, 17%. Above list, 27 of those 238, so 11%. Both of those numbers are down quite a bit in comparison to where they were last summer and early fall. I do think that as the market we get more into spring and summer, those will take off and they will go up. But that's where they're at right now. And probably my favorite stat of all of them, the cheapest home that sold in February 2026 was $40,000. And the most expensive home was $1,395,000. So again, like I said, that's one of my favorite stats there. So we do appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I think I've said that already. If we can help you out with any real estate needs, where you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, maybe a combination of the two, please get a hold of us. We're easy to get a hold of. You can get a hold of Gretchen or myself. To get a hold of me, my cell phone number is 715-296-7557. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text. Check us out on our website, teamcunninghamwi.com. Gretchen put together a new website, and we got a great website, so check that out. You can get a lot of really, really good information there. If you would do us a favor, please, I assume you're watching this probably on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you would share it, we really, really would appreciate it. If you've not done so, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you look below the screen here or below the video here, there's a button that says subscribe. If you click on that, you subscribe to our channel. Doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't mean you got to do anything. All you're doing is just becoming a member of our channel. If you click on the little bell, it will send you a notice anytime we do a new video. Obviously, it's up to you if you do that or not. But whether you want to become an active member of our YouTube channel or whether you just want to become a member just to kind of help us out, either way, we would appreciate it. So again, thank you very much for taking the time to watch us. We hope you're doing well and hope to see you soon. Thanks again. Bye now.